हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, आप सभी का स्वागत है एनालिस्ट आईएएस के यूट्यूब चैनल में। हमारा आज का टॉपिक डिकोडिफाइड डिस्कशन के लिए है लैंडस्लाइड एटलस ऑफ इंडिया 2023 which have been released by the ISRO based on different remote sensing studies. So we will see why and news, what is this landslide atlas, then we will see some highlights of the atlas, what is the condition of India according to this, then we will see some facts about the landslides, what is it and all, then what are the features of landslide, this is important for geographical perspective. Then here we will discuss our two prelims practice questions which will be based on this session. So we will start with why and news. Recently, National Remote Sensing Center under the ISRO has released the Landslide Atlas of India, which is a detailed guide identifying the landslides hotspot in the country. So it have been released by the National Remote Sensing Center, which works under the ISRO. About the Landslide Atlas. The Landslide Atlas of India is prepared by the NRSC. NRSC is one of the primary centers of ISRO Department of Space. NRSC has created a pan-India database of 80,000 landslides. Those occurred during last 2 decades using the satellite data. So basically पिछले 20 सालों में लगभग 80,000 लैंडस्लाइड्स आए थे, तो उनका इन्होंने एक तरीके से सैटेलाइट डेटा से उसको एक एटलस बनाया है. दिस डेटाबेस कंटेन्स बोथ सीजनल लैंडस्लाइड्स एंड इवेंट बेस्ड लैंडस्लाइड. It is a rich collection of landslide inventory which will help user departments in prioritization of developmental activities in tectonically and ecologically sensitive mountainous areas in India. NRSC is one of the primary centers of ISRO, which is responsible for remote sensing satellite data acquisition and processing for the disaster management purposes. So here is the data. Northwestern Himalayas contributed 66.5% of the landslides in India, which were followed by the Northeastern Himalayas 18.8% and then the Western Ghats 14.7%. And here in yellow, that is the landslide inventory from 1998 to 2022. In these regions you can see that there was maximum landslides. Recently a landslide was there in Joshimath, which is in Uttarakhand. We have a separate video on this as well. Now here is another data. These are basically segregated on this scale, and here you can see that the maximum landslide exposure is to the different cities, and maximum is for Rudraprayag and Tehri Garhwal. Then there is Rajouri, Thrissur, Pulwama, Palakkad, Malappuram, South District, East District and Kozhikode. So you can pause the video and look closely to the map if you want to. Now what are the highlights of the atlas? Uttarakhand, Kerala, Jammu Kashmir, Mizoram, Tripura, Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh reported the highest number of landslides during 1998 to 2022. Mizoram topped the list, recording 12,385 landslides event in the past 25 years, of which 8,926 were recorded in 2017 alone. Likewise, 2,071 events of the total 2,132 landslides reported in Nagaland during this period occurred during 2017 monsoon season. So now Manipur too showed a similar trend, wherein 4,559 out of 5,494 landslides events were experienced during the rainy season of 2017. So what we learn from this is that India's vulnerability to landslides. India is among the top 4 countries with highest landslide risk, where for every year the estimate loss of life per 100 km square is greater than 1. Approximately 0.42 million square kilometer or 12.6% of land area of India, excluding the snow covered area, is prone to landslide hazard. In India, landslides mostly occur in the monsoon season. We saw this as in the trend in just this previous slide. Himalayas and Western Ghats are highly susceptible to mass movements due to hilly topography and heavy rainfall. Then most vulnerable districts were Rudraprayag and Tehri Garhwal in Uttarakhand. Here you can see this is the Rudraprayag and here is the Tehri Garhwal. Uttar Kashi was also there in the list. So here is the state of Uttarakhand, and this in red you can see this is the areas which are more prone to the landslides. What is the condition of India? So India is considered among the top 5 or 4 landslide prone countries globally, where at least one death per 100 square kilometer is reported in a year due to landslide event. Rainfall variability pattern is the single biggest cause for the landslides in the country, with the Himalayas and the Western Ghats remaining at the high vulnerability. Excluding snow-covered areas, approximately 10.6% of the country's geographical land is prone to landslides. We discussed it earlier. As many as 66.5% landslides were from Northwestern Himalayas, then 18.8% from the Northeastern, then 14.7% from the Western Ghats. Among all these states, an alarming situation is emerging from Uttarakhand and Kerala. What is it? So Uttarakhand's fragility was recently exposed during the land subsidence events which were reported in the Joshimath since January. There were some anthropogenic activities also which were responsible and natural as well. The state has experienced the second highest number of the landslides since 1998. Kerala has been consistently reporting massive landslides since it suffered the century's worst floods in 2018. The year-wise landslides event here are 5,191 in 18, then it reduced in subsequent years. It again rise in 2021. Then what is landslides? There are some facts. A landslide is defined as a movement of mass of rock, debris or earth down a slope. Landslides are a type of mass wasting which denotes any downslope movement of rock and under the direct influence of gravity. Natural causes that trigger it include heavy rainfall, earthquakes, snow melting and undercutting of slopes due to high flooding. Landslides can also be caused by anthropogenic activities such as excavation, cutting of hills and trees, making of tunnels, excessive infrastructure development. Now here we will see features of landslides. So there are crown cracks. Here is the crown, there is the main scrap, this is the head. Here you can see at the rear end there are radial cracks. This is known as the toe, this is known as the foot, this region. Then this is the surface of separation. This is the main body, this is the surface of the rupture. So these are the features. You can pause and you can look towards this. This is the zone of depletion from where it all comes, and here this is the zone of accumulation. It will all be deposited here in this region. Now we will come to our today's prelims practice question. So with reference to the landslides report of India, consider the following statements. One of the main reasons of landslide in India is rainfall. India is considered among top 5 countries prone to landslides. Rudraprayag and Uttar Kashi were most vulnerable areas. Uttarakhand topped among the states in case of vulnerability. Which of the given statements are incorrect? You can pause the video, think about it and type the correct answer in the comment section given below. Now we will come to our second question, that which of the following statements in respect to the landslides are correct? These occur only on gentle slopes during rain. They generally occur in clay-rich soil. Earthquake trigger landslides. Select the correct answer using the code given below. This was all about today's video and topic. Stay tuned with Analyst IAS for your better preparation.